I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far, sitting by the bartender, asked her.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Icon E, and we're here on 910 Sports uh podcast show. And the reason why, like I wanted to explain to everybody, I explained to everybody last night. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be here, to be able to be on this platform. Secondly, I want to explain to everybody the reason why we're going to call it the podcast show is because we're bigger than a podcast. We're actually a television show, soon to be again. We've been on Roku, we've been on Apple TV, going back to those platforms. We actually on radio all over the world, 181 countries. Uh, with Village Global Network. So we actually work radio personality. So we're bigger than a podcast. No, not trying not to be funny towards any other podcasters out there, but we're bigger than a podcast. So just wanted to put that out there so people understand how we moving in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, the Mamba mentality. So that's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have that Mamba mentality where we trying to kill the game. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I will introduce my right hand man. You know what I mean? The one to keep things, the coffee stirred up, the tea brewing for what we got going on in 2024. You know what I'm saying, and beyond. And it's crazy. I just thought about this earlier today. We actually going to almost close to our fourth year rocking and rolling with this thing. I said, dang, this thing that went by so fast. So I want to introduce my right hand man, Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
Man, what's up? What's up, man? Another chance to get it right. A chance and a choice, man. Hopefully that we can inspire somebody to do better than they did yesterday. That's what
Yes,
it is.
sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
And so just a correction, man. We are up to 191 countries as of today.
Okay. So that's updated news, breaking news. So we only got I went what 24 more countries to go to be all 215 countries in the world.
Right.
So we got 24 more to go. So that's our goal for the rest of the years to get all 215 countries. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's great. So man, introduce this young man because this is different for us because after 3.5 years of doing 910 sports, this is the first time we have a golfer and we have an African American golfer. So introduce this young man so we can get into his story.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, queens and gents, kings and queens, we have Rock Hill, South Carolina great Jordan Williams in the building today. And we're going to be chopping up with him about his golfing career and how he came in to love the sport that has landed him a D1 scholarship and to take it to the next level. And so hopefully we're gonna see him on TV getting that jacket. You know what I mean? Hopefully we're gonna see that. So I'm already speaking into existence for him. So
Mhm.
Jordan, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. How y'all doing tonight?
We doing good. We doing good, man. So before we get into your story, I just want to give the audience to know and the viewers and people listening all, in all these different countries, man. Who would you say Jordan Williams is?
Um, I'm your average kid playing a sport in high school. I'm going to college to play. I'm chasing my dreams.
Okay. So, man, from your childhood, man, did you always like golf, or how did you get into it?
No. I was a basketball head. I did nothing but play basketball, like from probably my whole life up until like 10th, like ninth or 10th grade. But I started playing golf in 7th grade, and when my grandparents they just made me try out for the golf team from my high school that I was going to be attending, and like 2 years later, and I ended up making the team. So I was playing varsity golf in 7th grade, and I just gifted, I guess.
Okay. So, if we can we can fast forward it back, man. You know what shaped you and disciplined you as a child. Cause a lot of people that we see advance in academics and in athletics. They didn't have a real bright childhood. They went through this and that, and so did anything they have anything that you're going through as a child kind of shaped you and mold you into the individual that you are today?
Um, wait, what about my childhood that molded me?
I, I say, did any kind of obstacles and hurdles that you had to overcome
Oh, okay.
shape you into the individual that you are today?
Um, yeah, I grew up with a single mom, and just having to always kind of I have my grandparents giving me advice, and I have a big family, so there's a lot of people around me. But for the most part, I had to deal with a lot of issues kind of on my own. So I don't know, just figuring that stuff out. And then with golf, it's a lonely sport, honestly, unless you have that big team with you from the start. Like you can't like football and basketball. You go to practice, you have 20 guys with you at all times. It's like you're with people. But golf it's a very it's just a very individual sport. Like everything is on you, everything you're practicing, your play, everything is on you. So I don't know, just growing up, that's helped me keep a clear mind and keep a clear head, like doing all that type of stuff.
Okay, and and a salute to your mother. Being a single mother, because I know that can really be hard and difficult sometimes. But thank God that she was able to push through and mold you and make you into the young man you are today.
Right.
And so golf, man. When and shout out to James Thompson, man. For so I'm gonna tell you how this came about. Right, James Thompson goes in my messenger.
Mm-hmm.
He sends me this PDF file, and he said, "Man, check this young man out and tell me what you think." And I read it. I read it again. I read it again, and I read it again. So I read it 4 times before I responded back to him. You know what I'm saying? And then I said, "Man, can you just send this to my email as well?" So he sent it to my email. So I read it a 5th time. So I was like, pretty impressive. And you know, as long as we've been doing this show, like my partner Icon E stated, man, going on 4 years, man, and you are the first golfer, period, and the first Afro American golfer. So with that being said, I was like, So I was like, man, this is gonna be a great interview. So golf is like as you said, a lonely sport. It's an individual sport.
Right.
And so how much discipline do you have to really stay focused and stay on task?
Man, tons of discipline. Because, like I said, everything you do is on you. Like you don't have anybody. If you have a bad day, you can't. There's nobody you can like push it on. Like a teammate, there's nothing. It's just everything is on you. Eating right, practicing all the time, and it's not like that. Like right now, like today, I went to the YMCA to play pickup basketball games with my friends, and my jump shot's still good, but golf, if I take 1 week off, it's everything is kind of just off touch. Like I don't think I played basketball in like a couple of months or something like that. And I don't know. I went in there, we won a couple of games, but yeah, I don't know. You just have to really stay on top of your grind.
Okay. So as far as when you first went out for golf, and a salute to your grandparents for encouraging you to go out too. So that's pretty big. Being that a lot of us black and brown people don't go out for golf in high school. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And so salute to them for that. So when you first made the team, how in depth and detail was your coach at really molding you and shaping you and teaching you so much about the sport?
Um, Most of the time for golf, like you don't really get coaching. Like the guy that whoever's like for a public high school, it's like not it's private schools. They're kind of more serious about it, but public high schools, the coach for a golf team is usually just a guy at the school or somebody at the school who plays golf on their free time. So they just
Oh,
yeah. So they don't really come in there and coach the kids. The kids just come there and they know what they know and they practice. They have access to practice every day with the team, but it's really up. Like I said, it's up to the player to get better. And
okay.
I had coaches. I had coaches outside of school, like personal coaches. But yeah, that's what really counts. Like I go to them, I learn what I learned, and I go work on all that stuff until I need it again.
Okay. And so how was that practicing with a personal coach? In depth on, the rules of golf. How to do this, how to do that. So, how in depth did y'all get, man? And how many hours a day did you have this personal trainer?
Um, so a golf lesson is like, let's say I have school practice on, let's say Monday through Thursday, and then I go see my actual coach on that's like Friday or Saturday after on the weekend. And most of the time it's only an hour. They you go through they do all these drills and stuff for like an hour, and they just teach you the do's and don'ts of golf and why certain things happen. And then you go and you take that knowledge, you just go practice that next week or however long until you need another lesson. And you just work on that stuff. But right now, as I've matured and the longer I play golf, I've gotten a lot of more like I've gotten a lot of knowledge to where I don't really need a coach most of the time. Like, well, not I don't need a coach, but um, I've learned a lot to where I can coach myself on most days
Okay.
on what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and how to fix it, and things like that.
Okay. And so for a golfer, um, what's the nutrition plan like, and what's the workout plan like?
Um, Nutrition. Everybody's diet is different. My diet is definitely, I'm gonna be honest, not I eat like a normal high schooler right now. I'm
Okay.
not on a crazy diet. But it's definitely gonna because it's off season right now, but it's definitely gonna get better during season. And then workout. You don't really lift too much heavy weight. You do a lot of like speed and agility workouts. So just to get your fast muscles moving and things like that, just to get you swinging the club faster. And then I do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups just to keep my core and upper body uh, just strong, I guess.
So you mainly work out just to tone up, not to get bulky, but just to tone up.
Right.
Okay. Icon.
Okay, so when you say all, so what's the season of high school? What's the time frame in high school for golf?
So high school golf is in the spring. Well, for boys in the spring, and for girls is in the fall. And our season starts around like right now to I think we started last week to like let's say I don't know for it lasts about 2 months. What is that? March, May?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like end of May, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all have like divisions or conferences, or how do they do it as far as like the way the setup as far as the rankings, or how does that work?
Okay. So with rankings for golf, it's an expensive sport. So they most of the time the kids that are ranked highly don't even play high school golf. They might play on their high school golf team just for practice and for fun, but the real work happens when the spring season starts. They have tournaments like it's like A. You heard AAU before, right? For basketball, it's like travel league or travel. So they travel all around their state or country or world, whatever, playing all these bigger tournaments against kids on that level. And they have like it's something called AJGA. It's American Junior Golf Association. So that league is just all the best golfers, and they all play those tournaments. So those are the tournaments I played throughout the spring through the summer, and that's the real golf season. That has nothing to do with school golf.
Okay, so basically, um, let me get into the mental part of the game. So you actually on the course, and let's start in this this route. When you having a game, let's just say you having a game like a Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron type game on fire.
All
How
right.
does that feel? Does that feel? Is it one of these where it's like when they say that when a person make a basket, the ocean is big. So how does it mentally? How does it feel that moment when you having that when you going off in a game or in a you know
All right. Um, it's honestly, it's most of the time in golf, it's especially golf, since it's such a hard sport. That's a rare feeling. Because everything has to be perfect. You have to be the not necessarily the weather has to be nice, but you have to be reading the conditions well. If it's windy, super windy, everything has to just be, it just clicks. Everything's clicking at that moment. So you're just trying to hold on tight to that moment and hope nothing goes wrong or out of your favor. So, but it's a surreal feeling, honestly.
okay. So
Pray for.
when you are having a bad game, when you can't, your putting is not right, your long ball is not going for, whatever you got, whatever it is, it just ain't going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What tell yourself? What can you kind of do to try to get out that funk? Is it one of those things where you just got to hit that one good shot, or what do you do in those moments?
Like you said, it's one of those. It is one of those things where you have to just hit. You have to see one go in, or you have to see one or feel one hit right. And honestly, golf is just a game of misses. So uh, you can hit every shot for the first like 9 holes in 18 hole round. You hit every shot perfect, and then you get to on the 10th hole, and everything just starts. So you just screwing up back and forth, back and forth. So you just have to kind of take a deep breath and deal with it. And that's the best golfers in the world. That's what they're good at. That's why they win tournaments. Most of them don't hit every single shot perfectly. They just can what they call down, and they still get a find a way to score.
Okay, so y'all, what are y'all tournaments? Is it 7 holes or 36 or what? How many holes do y'all go in y'all tournaments?
Most junior golf tournaments are 36 holes. Some of the bigger ones are what's that, 50s, 54. I think it's 3 18-hole rounds. But yeah, most of them are 2-day tournaments. You play one round in the morning that first day, and then you play another the second day.
Okay, now explain handicap. I've always heard the word handicap, but I've never really understood really what it meant. So explain to the world what handicap means.
Okay, so in easy terms, all right. So um, par is let's say par is 72 for most golf courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
For handicap, if you're on your best round, if you shoot 75, that's 3 over par, right? If you shoot 75 on your best round, like on your best day, your handicap is a 3. And then let's say you shoot 70 or something, 70, you're on your best day. On your best day, not average, on your best day, then it's a +2 because it's under par.
Mm-hmm.
So most like the average, I think the average handicap is like a 15, which is like 80. It's like almost, it's like 88, almost 90. And mine is a +2. On my best day right now, I shoot a 70.
Okay, so when you trying to go professional, where do you want to kind of be around for you to really like you good enough to go professional?
Around a +7, +6, +7.
Okay. So what's the best round that you had in a tournament?
A 69. It was 3 under.
Okay. So you had a 69 that was off of 18 off
Mm-hmm.
of course game like like the day one or whatever, or day two or whatever.
Yep. Day one. Yep.
Okay. So what's your overall like record know your overall record as far as individual record?
Just playing anywhere, like not in a tournament.
I guess how y'all keep up with y'all? Do y'all go by wins, losses, or do y'all
Oh,
put that in? Like, how does that work in high school?
it's like you don't really have a record in golf unless you play in a league, like on tour. You don't really have a wins losses record because most of the time in a golf tournament, there's only one out of 120 people playing. There's only one winner, so that would make 119 people a loss every single time. So I mean, no, it's not really a record. You just count your wins. You can count your wins, but most of the time, only those things only count by the year. Like for junior golf, every 12 months, your ranking, everything you've done, like disappears.
Okay.
So
Wow.
it only counts for the past 12 months.
Okay. So now, when it comes to like getting endorsements in golf,
Hmm.
how hard is that, or what does it take, or have you ever studied or understand what will get you to the point where you get? Because it seems like even like some average players or players, I mean, they're good, they don't win, at a higher level, they still have endorsements. So
Right.
what take, is it like a community thing? Is it one of those where you have to send a letter to a bunch of different businesses? How does that work?
Well, most of like the average golfer I've met, most of the time they get their endorsements just from them knowing someone or their parents knowing someone, somebody, just through connections. And others are name, image, and likeness. So that's what NIL stands for. I don't know if y'all knew that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
so just random people, even if they're not trying to go pro or whatever, just from them having like a big following on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, companies will send their stuff to them and just they get free endorsement and they get paid to rep their stuff so their viewers will buy.
So being that you are going to be going to a D1 school, are you already like locked in to be able to get endorsements and sponsorships for where
Um,
you?
I'm able to, but I just have to do my thing. I gotta play. I don't want to be one of those golfers that have all the endorsements and I don't back it up. Like I walk into tournaments and I have on all my brands and all that type of stuff, and I don't deserve it necessarily. So, um, I reached out to companies, but I've made a deal where I want to prove myself that I'm worthy enough to, have those NIL deals.
Wow. So, how far from South Carolina you've have you gone out as far as tournaments and stuff like that? Where have you gone around the country, whatever, in your tournaments?
Last year, well, this past summer, I played Steph Curry's junior golf tour. It's called Underrated Golf Tour. He flew us he takes 80, I think it was 80 kids, boys and girls, and we all flew to I think the farthest was Seattle. So that's all the way in Washington. And that's like that was a whole day trip. It took me like 12 hours, like the whole day.
Okay. So you actually get to meet Steph and hang around with him?
Yeah. We met him in a different stop. We were at in Ohio, and we met him in Ohio at a course called Firestone, where they actually play a PGA Tour. Well, they used to play PGA Tour events.
Okay, so is that the first like athlete on that level that you've met before or been around, in the tournaments or what?
Yeah, definitely for golf. Yeah. Well, I met a few PGA Tour players because just from just being around and being in the right place at the right time. But that's the first athlete outside of golf that I met.
Okay, so as far as your game, who would you say that you emulate or that you say your game is closest to, as far as what you've studied or watched over the years?
Um, hmm, I'd say probably Brooks Koepka. He's a player that he hits the ball far. I hit the ball far, and mostly Now, I'm not gonna say I play like him or anything. It's just that he's a late bloomer. He was a late bloomer in high school golf. He played baseball, I think, throughout his whole life, and then he got some injury where he couldn't anymore, so he decided to play golf around his sophomore year. And then he wasn't that great in high school, so he had to go to a smaller college, and then he did well in college. And then he went to like a Canadian tour, European tour, and then he did great there. That's when he finally came to the PGA Tour. And a lot of the other players now on the PGA Tour that are winning right now, they've been phenoms since they were 4 and 5 years old. They went to all the big schools, and they went straight from the big college to the pros. So I don't know, just knowing his story is pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna get back to my partner. So what are you best at? Are you best at putting, best at hitting off the tee?
I'd say I'm best at putting right now, because just having most guys that have a good long, like they hit the ball really far, and they most of the time don't have a good short game. So I pride myself on having a good short game, because let's say I'm on a short par 4 and it's only 360 yards, I can hit it 330 yards down there. But if my short game from 120 yards in isn't good, then I'm still going to get the same score as if I only hit it 250 yards. So it won't, it won't make a difference in the first.
So what's the longest you ever hit one? What's the first you ever hit one?
380 in a tournament.
Wow.
They had a long drive contest on one of the holes. Like it was just a fundraiser tournament, but the wind was downwind, downhill, firm fairways, and I hit a big tomahawk draw. So I hit it really high, and the wind just carried it, and it kept going.
Wow. Okay. You ever hit a hole in one?
No, I have not yet.
Okay. Back to you, Jacob.
Oh man, 380 feet. That's a long way, bro. Like, wow. Like I know when you seen that, you was like, what was you thinking when you seen that?
When I hit it, I was like, that the wind, because I hit it like if you hit it low and the wind is behind you and it's blowing, then the ball's not going to travel that far. But I hit it high and I hit it good, so I was like, man, the wind has to make the ball carry a lot. So then I didn't get to see it. Like I just saw it land. I didn't know if it was rolling, but it rolled like another 40 yards from where it landed. And usually the ball only rolls about 5 or 10 yards after it lands. So I was really surprised. I was looking for my ball for like a couple of minutes, and they were like, "Oh, you're way up there." I was like, "Man," it was pretty cool.
Right. So, you've been around this golf game a little while now. So, what are the top 5 golfers that you like to watch?
Top 5. I'd say probably Rory McIlroy, Minwoo Lee, Caleb Surratt. He's a college golfer that just went to the Live Tour. Who else? Tiger Woods, of course, but he doesn't play right now, obviously. He actually just got hurt in the tournament he played in yesterday, or got sick or something. And then probably Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay. So out of all those golfers, is there a different reason is there a different reason that you like watching each of them?
I like watching Rory just because his swing has always been the same, and he hits the ball far. I don't know. I just admire his swing. Most of the time, if a guy has a lot of speed, it's hard to be really balanced, and he has perfect balance like almost every time, and it's just amazing. So I try to imitate that. And then most of the time, most of the guys I watch them because it's something that in their swing or that I'm trying to get my mind to click, so where when I go out on the golf course I can imitate it. Because it's like if you're a rapper and your flow is a certain way, and then you go listen to some other rapper's flow and it's not really it. They're whole nother thing. You start rapping and then you rap just like them, stuff like that. So I don't know, I try to watch. I try to only watch people that I'm trying to be like, honestly.
Okay, okay, and so with that being said, man, have you ever had a chance to really come to just down and sit down and network and just watch the Masters?
Watch the Masters.
Yeah, have you had a chance to really go and just to see what it's like? Just I know you're a golfer, but just from a spectator base.
Yeah, I watch it on my.
Say again. Can't hear you.
Volume went out.
Yeah, his value went out. Can't hear you. Maybe you should go out and come back in. All right, I can. Okay, I can. He's going to go out and come back in. But it's very interesting to me. That this young man is a golfer, not not because it's the first one we had on here, but because as far as in high school, you don't really see a lot of high schoolers, going out for the golf team. So I'm very pleased that he's joined us. Are you back?
Yep, I had to.
Oh,
I
oh,
don't
okay, cool. Cool. No, I was asking. Of course, we all watched it on TV, but have you had a chance to actually go to the Masters and like kind
know.
of be a spectator?
No, no, never.
Not yet, huh?
Not yet. I would love to. I have friends that have went, and they have some weird rules at the Master. You're not allowed to have your phone to
No.
record or take pictures. No, like self bought cameras. You have to pay other people to take the pictures with like the old tiny cameras. I don't know. It's funny, but
There
yeah.
is some weird rules, man, cause they got their own photographers, got their own media, and
Hmm.
so but you can walk up to the media and can you get a shot of this person, but
Yeah.
you know them pictures are extremely expensive, especially if you want to print out and frame it or something like that. Oh yeah, they're extremely expensive. And so with that being said, man, as far as learning your craft and from a technical standpoint, from the long swing to the putt, like how much time does one have to put in to really have that technical swing where people are like, oh, that's that Jordan Williams swing.
Um. It's an everyday thing. I know that. Just as much time as you can. I personally practice about 4 hours a day if I'm not playing golf. Like if I'm playing, then it's probably shorter. But I'll practice 1 hour, and then I go play my round. And if I only play 9 holes, and probably only spent 3 or 4 hours on the golf course. And if I play 18, then it's like a 4 5 hour day of me being out there.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
that's right now in the off season. In the summer,
Hmm.
summer is like right now. If I let's say I want to wake up early and go to the golf course, it's like 35 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. So obviously, I'm not gonna be out there freezing. So I wait until it's about 12 or 1 to go practice, and I practice until about 4 or 5, and then I pack it up and go home. But in the summer, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm out there until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay, okay, okay. And so, um, with that being said, as far as you kind of really, like how people say you got to study the course.
Mhm.
Like say you go to a charity event and you know what the course gonna be at, and you can kind of put it up online and see how the course is made and see how it's shaped and stuff. So how do you kind of really look at a course to study it, to really know that, oh yeah, I can really do something with this course, man. This is a pretty cool course. Or if it's rough, be like, oh man, that course right there might be a little something else.
Okay. Well, most of the time, if I have a tournament, then I go and I have a tournament. And I've never played the course before. I'll go and play a practice round either a couple weeks before or the day before. I'll actually go and play. Or if it's not possible to do that, then I'll go on. There's apps where you have to pay a lot of money for them to pull up any golf course and like all the specs and how it looks with like it's like virtual reality kind of. You're in the middle of the golfers watching. But the cheapest way to go on like Google Earth, where you can pull up any landscape and you have this little measure thing. You can measure how wide the fairways are, how wide your target is, and how big how long the holes are, so you know which clubs to use on each hole and what to aim at and stuff like that.
Okay, so once you started owning your craft, and once you was noticeable as a golfer, how did your family members and your friends react?
Um, when I quit basketball, all my friends, you know how kids are. I mean, they were like, "Oh, you're weak now, you Mr. Golfer," blah, all that type of stuff. But um, you know how that
I,
goes. You know
I can just hear 'em, man. I can, man. Listen, man. Kids
yeah.
are very, very different sometimes, man. They be like, bro, like you quit crossing somebody up and taking it through like Steph Curry to to have your Tiger Woods fantasies. I can hear him now, man. I can hear him now, man. And so, but once they see, they be like, man,
Yeah, now when I pull up to any football games or basketball games and watch them play, they're like, "Oh, my D1 golfer," and they dap me up, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." But I love it, honestly, being able to be different and show people that
yeah,
we're black. All most of the time, black kids are the only way a lot of us see how we can get the success of making a lot of money or having nice homes and taking our family out of the situation they're in is to play basketball, football, or any sport, or just basketball, football, baseball, and or rap or do something like that. And I'm just trying to show people and all the kids from my community that that's not the only thing you have to do, because a lot of people you have to have some type of inherited gifted something like height and size and you know strength and like quickness and all that type of stuff. Those things are given from your parents, and most people aren't gifted like that. And so with golf, anybody can play. You can have back problems and not even be able to move that well. You can still get around a golf course. You can be 600 pounds and get around a golf course. Not 600 pounds, but you can you can be
uh,
you can be the skinniest guy out there, or you can be the biggest guy out there. You can
Hey,
you can
John
do
Daly proved that. John Daly was big and a drunk.
it. Yeah. See, John Daly played most of his golf tournaments half drunk or from partying at 3 o'clock.
half drunk. Boy, listen, man.
Well,
Listen, Jordan,
you,
man.
you
Listen,
get
man.
my point. You get my
I
point.
get your point. I get you. I get your draft, man. I get your point. But man, listen. Now you touched on something where you talk about most kids, you know, um, want to play some type of sport to take care of their family and stuff like that. So let's talk about academics and community development and how you kind of put the golf, the community development, and academics all in together. And the reason why I say that because I know a lot of golfers, young, whether they're a junior golfer, whether they're a collegiate golfer, or whether they're a professional golfer. A lot of golfers do charity events. You know what I mean? And that's a part of community development. And um, you going D1, so we already know that you're a brainiac because anybody just can't go D1. You gotta make this amount on SAT, and you gotta have this certain great point average. You know what I mean? And so how do you um kind of match all of them together? You know, the academic, the academics, athletics, the community development, and and the mindset. You know what I mean? Because all that has to go together within one. You know what I mean? And to kind of cram all that at somebody's your age, you're a young cat, you're a teenager, so and when you have that type of integrity, that type of pride, and that type of intelligence, it says a lot about you. So, what would you tell someone else your age to inspire them?
Um, you just think about what it is you want out of life, and you don't let any outside distraction, anything that's happening at school and with your friend group. If your friend group's distracting you, then you need to find new friends or don't have it at all. And I know that's tough. It's tough for young people to do that, but you just have to toughen up and do what you got to do for what it is you want. And the finding a balance between you know athletics and academics and your just outside life, your social life. Uh, you just have to find a way. Honestly, um, school comes first, as all parents probably gonna say. Your athletics is second, and everything else comes after.
Okay, 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 and so with that being said, man, let's talk about you, uh, a D1 athlete, and how many offers did you get, and when did you make your decision of what school you wanted to go to?
Um, I had about, I think, 5 or 6 solid offers. I was talking to a lot of schools at the same time, and most of them were stalling or whatever the case may be. And I just made the decision after about, I think, 6 to 8 months. It was like from spring all the way to the fall.
Hmm.
Is when I was talking to all these schools, and this was this past year.
Okay, and so what was your final decision? Can you announce it yet, or you can't?
I'm going to Southern University in Louisiana.
Say it again.
Southern University in
Oh,
Louisiana.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's all right, man. That's all right. Congratulations to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, man. And so, what was your deciding factor as far as going there?
Um. Well, Southern. So there's a school. You know where Howard. You know where Howard is, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
So I know two of the kids at Howard. Howard's growing like real. I think they're probably one of the best golf HBCU golf programs right now. And Steph Curry's sponsoring them, and he's like making their brand, and it's just a big thing now. But I know two of the kids on their team, and they were there from the very beginning of when all that stuff started. And Southern University, they just brought their golf program back last, I think. Well, no, this year right now. I have a friend that's there right now. He's a freshman, and he'll be the first kid on their team with this new program. So I just wanted to be a part of something new and that's growing. And they're already on their way. They have everything, like all the equipment and space and golf courses, like all everything. And then then the school. You know about the school.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, the food's great. Football team's pretty good. The community as well. I visited and I felt, it was a big family. I felt like I was at home, so that's why I made my decision.
Okay, okay, great, great, man. I want to say I take my hat off to you. Congratulations, man. That's a very, very, very well known school. You're gonna meet some interesting people that you're gonna develop relationships for a lifetime.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So athletic relationships, academic relationships, and community development type relationships. So man, so salute to you, man. And man, like, what can we expect from you? Are there any kind of charity tournaments coming up, or any outside of high school? Like will we be able to come and check you out? This spring or this summer?
Um, I have a tournament and it's the underrated golf tour. I'm playing it again this summer before I go off to college. I forgot the schedule. I know the first tournament is in South Carolina. It's at this course called Old Barnwell. It's like a really, really exclusive, nice course. And I think that's at sometime, I think June, like the very end of June, beginning of July, something like that.
Where is
But
that course located in South Carolina?
I think it's Aiken, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Just right down the street from me, man. About 40 minutes away. So I definitely want to come and check you out, man, for sure. So, man, so salute to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I come back to you, man.
So this is what I want to say. One thing I like about you is because, and Jacob would tell you, me and him are different in a lot of ways. We think outside the box. And what I want to commend you, because a lot of kids your age would not have decided to pick a school, especially when the program is just starting back up. They want to go, like, let's say if it's basketball, they want to go to Carolina or Duke or Kentucky or Kansas. Or if it's football, they want to go to Alabama or Georgia. Most kids are not going to say, well, you know what? Let me go to the school where they're just starting back up. It's like going to the expansion team in the NBA or NFL, where you may, as a group you may lose a lot or whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? Don't know, but you having confidence in yourself and your ability, and to say I want to make history, because now over the next 4 years or how long you stay in the program, now you can say I'm one of the ones that brought it back. So when you come back to that school 20 years from now, you may have your picture on the wall somewhere in that school saying Jordan Williams was part of history, because me and my fellow teammates won the first tournament for the school or whatever after so many amount of years or whatever it was.
Right.
So for that, I salute you because of that reason alone. And then the fact that you chose to play golf over other sports that you were playing, and you chose to play golf and to dedicate yourself to it. Now, I did want to ask you a question about the courses, so about the different tournaments on the major level. Like, if you're watching, like, it's U.S. Open, I know it's the Masters, it's the British Open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is one more. It's like four of them, right? It's four tournaments, major tournaments in golf.
Um,
I think I'm missing one, but or is it three?
the
I know it's
players.
huh
I think it's the players. I
players,
think.
players. So now, to me, I always interesting to me. Well, let me ask you this question: have you ever played at Pinehurst?
Yes, sir. I played Ponders a handful of times.
Okay, because that's where
There's a bunch of courses over. There's like 30 courses in Pinehurst. I played Pinehurst number 2. That's the like famous one where they play the U.S. Open. I only played it. I was practicing, but I played Pinehurst number 4 and a lot of the other ones in actual tournaments.
Okay, because that's where I grew up at. Just to let you know, I grew up in the Pinehurst area. My uncle
Okay.
was a caddy at Pinehurst for over 50 years. Dad used to do some head of security out there at Pinehurst for years. I know Michael Jordan, Dean Smith, Charles Barkley. Those people play Cordell Stewart, just to name a few players. I know they go out there and play a lot or played a lot, or whatever. And so, how hard or difficult is this Pinehurst number two?
It's just as difficult as all the Pinehurst courses are. I don't know who made. I forgot the name of the person that designed the courses, but he designed them where the fairways aren't that small, so you have a big target area, but there's no out of bounds really. And if you miss the fairway, you're in like sandy, kind of grassy lie. It's where it's not easy to hit the ball. It's very hard to hit the ball out of it. And then all the greens have a lot of slope. There's like literally hills in the middle of the green. Most golf courses, it's like pretty flat. It might be slanted one way or for whatever. But these are literally just like waves of hills throughout the entire green. So If you miss it just a little bit, your ball's gonna roll all the way wherever. So you have to be really. And then if you're on the green and you're putting, you have to be able to aim, read the breaks, and read everything correctly. It's honestly scary. It's scary playing there. You just gotta work it out. Everybody's playing the same golf course. It's definitely a tester.
So, cause that's what always been kind of, I guess, confusing for me. And you could probably explain better because you kind of probably understand the history of golf. Okay,
Mm,
I know Masters is considered the creme de la creme, is considered the big dog of them all, the Grammys of golf, whatever you want to call it, Super Bowl of
right,
golf. You know what I'm saying? But with the U.S. Open, you play a different course every year. I mean, different field or different whatever city, state, whatever you want to call it, every year.
right.
And so it seemed like to me the U.S. Open would be harder to play in because now you have to refamiliarize yourself with this one. Whereas that with the Augusta, course, even on your off time, you could go play there to kind of maybe so go play in the big one, you can kind of understand what you're doing. So explain to me kind of like how the Masters ended up being why is they're the top dog versus some of these other places where you have to play different tournament, different areas.
I honestly have no idea why they because there's a lot of tournaments that only played at that course. Like the Wells Fargo Championship is only at it was well, I don't think they're gonna have it there this year for the first year ever. But it was at Quail Hollow, which is in Charlotte, like near down it's like off of near it's like near the mall in Pineville. But yeah. So every year they had the tournament there and it's a lot of courses, it's a lot of tournaments like that. But I think it's just a history thing. Like that was probably the first place they had it, and they just decided to keep it there.
Well, I want to say this. It's funny Charlotte because my uncle to be the county manager is for like 25 years in Charlotte. He's actually part of Black history because he was the first Black county manager in Charlotte in Mecklenburg County. He actually has his own golf course. So if you ever play at the Harry Jones golf
Oh,
course, that's my uncle.
that's your uncle?
Yeah.
Oh man, I played there. I think a bunch of like probably 4 or 5 times. But
Oh,
yeah, that's a nice course.
and it's funny just to give you a quick story because when I was a kid, my uncle used to play golf like all the time. Like that's the reason why they gave because he was playing golf before Tiger Woods was even born, or before we who knew that Tiger Woods was. And I remember him just in my grandmother's yard in the backyard practicing his putting. And
Mm,
he'd always say, come on, Neff, come play some golf with me. And I thought it was the boringest, stupidest game I ever seen. And it's funny because later on, when Tiger Woods was born, and we found out who he was, and everybody got into it. At that point, I'm older now, whatever, and I always regretted that I never out there with my uncle at least one time. He passed away a few years ago, but I always regretted that I never had to go out there and at least play with him one time because he was the type where like, you run in a city or county, you busy. But if he didn't do nothing else before work or after work, he going to go get him around the golf field. You know what I'm
right.
so that's kind of that's the main reason or probably one of the reasons why they ended up naming a golf course out of him because I was there at the ribbon cutting and everything when they did it or whatever. So and when they took they gave us a tour of the course and everything or whatever and let us see what was going on. So that's crazy that you were able to play. You actually played there a few times,
Yeah.
so
That's
uh,
all right.
how was
That's
that course when you played? How was that one?
It was pretty good. It's well kept conditions. As long as the course's putting greens are fair and they're nice, and I don't really care what the rest of the course is like. As long as the putting, because that's where you do most of the scoring at. As long as that's nice, and they have really nice greens there, so it was pretty fun. Me and my friends that played it, like just practicing. I think I played it once in a tournament, and I think I was like 2 years ago. I shot 74, 75 there, something like that. But it was pretty nice.
Well, at least they gave him a good golf course and didn't do him like they do Martin Luther King, where they put all Martin Luther King streets in the worst neighborhoods. So, so it, it, at least they gave him a good golf course. Anyway, man.
Man.
So, I mean, I'm just being to keep it real. You know, in America, Martin Luther King is in the worst neighborhood. Keep it real with you. You know, I've been in every city in America, and so I know what it is. But anyway,
hey man,
I bet you. I don't know if Southern is in the hood or not, but I guarantee you, if Southern is in the hood, Martin Luther King probably right down the street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bet you if it's in the hood. You know what I mean? You go to any black college that's in the hood, Martin Luther King right there.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it.
I'm just telling you. But anyway, Jordan, I appreciate it's great you got the name Jordan too. But I appreciate you coming on here, man. And because me and Jacob, we excited about having somebody like we making history tonight because we got our first golfer on. And the fact that you're a young African American man and you got a good head on your shoulder, and the fact that you are a thinker. So we know even if you end up doing something outside of golf,
right.
I feel like you're going to do big things because you believe in yourself no matter what it is. You know what I mean? And so I just appreciate you coming on. I do want to apologize to you for last week. I got real busy, got crazy at work, and so I couldn't get away in time to be able to do the interview. But I'm glad that you was able to reschedule and come back on time. And we just want to wish you all the best in the world. And hopefully, like you said, this summer, maybe we can catch you at one of your tournaments or whatever to see you play or whatever. So definitely, I don't know if you want to got any Instagrams or TikToks. I don't know what y'all young. I don't want to sound old, so I don't know what the young people using no more. So whatever you got, let them know where they can find you.
I think I wrote my Instagram on the little. Can y'all see it on the little tag right there on the bottom?
If you could announce it, please.
Okay, it's jaywill.golf. It's like JAY will.golf.
Okay, and you got a website too, right?
No, I don't have a website.
You have a website. Okay. All right. So
not that official.
Yeah. So I didn't know, man. Big time young golfer like you. I was like, hey, man, you got a website? Throw it out there too, man. But yeah, like my partner said, man, we appreciate you coming on, man, and want you to be blessed and always stay encouraged, man. And man, we'll be following you, man, and so we'll be checking on you, man, so we can definitely bring you back on again, man.
And y'all subscribe. Y'all subscribe to the page 910 Sports, the Entertainment Network. So watch on YouTube and subscribe to this page. And this will be in 191 countries. And on TW Entertainment Radio out of Mississippi and She Real Radio out of Atlanta. So that's also a couple other spots where this interview will be heard. So hit us up. And if you want an interview, hit us up at icone at 910sports at gmail.com. So to everybody out there that in, God bless y'all. Have a great and wonderful week. We out of here.
Peace.
I walked in the place, sat by the bar, all the drinks on me, don't go too far, sitting by the bartender, asked her